What up, healers? It's your girl KG here with you today with my lovely wife Stephanie. Be watching the replay. Go ahead and put hashtag replay in the comments. The way you know you're watching the replays when you look up, you don't see the live red box. That means you're watching a replay. If you're new and you've never watched any of our lives before, go ahead and put new in the comments. We just want to welcome you to the SK family. And if you are watching us live, go ahead and put hashtag HSK in the comments and go ahead and drop that clock because every day we are reclaiming our time. My name is Katia Green. That's my lovely wife, Stephanie Green, and we make up HSK. We are your transformational mentors, also known as the superheroes of self care. We help wounded healers activate their inner superhero, aka the inner child, so they can live a bold, fun, and free life. We also offer dope merch that's empowering and encouraging to those who wear it and those who see it. We also have awesome coloring books and planners to help you plan your day, your week, and your life. Also, tools that can help you along your transformational journey. So today's topic, we're talking about. Oh, go ahead.
Game night.
Oh yeah, yes. Also, this Saturday is our monthly game night. If you're new to the community or you want to see how how our flow is in our virtual reclaim and recharge lounge, we have monthly game night. We use Zoom as our platform, so uh, we'll put the link. You just go ahead and say going, and in that event, you will have the link to the Zoom, so you can join us on this Saturday, the 20th at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're in the lounge, you will have all the info you need. If you're in our Facebook lounge, you'll have all the info you need to join us. It's a great space for you to come relax. It's made with the introvert in mind, but definitely for everybody. You can engage as little as much as you like. You know, it's definitely a great time. We have fun. We play games. We play bingo. It's a great, great time. Those are people. We have people. We've been doing this for 3 years straight, um, and people love it. People can't wait for it. It's definitely their outlet. After it's like their one thing they look forward to all month long. So definitely, if you never came, definitely check us out. And if you're somebody who hasn't been in a while, and you know the vibe be lit, definitely come. It's gonna be so much fun. So much fun. Huh?
Oh, you froze.
I'm froze now.
No, not anymore. I was checking to see where you were.
Oh, cause it shows all on your face. I was like, did I forget something else?
No, you froze. I was like,
Um, oh, yeah. So today's topic is self care is the key to healthy relationships. And I know most of the time when people think about healthy relationships, they always think about romantic, like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, husband, husband. No, we're talking about all relationships, and some of the dynamics that I've seen in relationships over the years between family members and like children and their parents and parents to another parent. I just noticed, I realized that a lot of the issues that we have in our communities and the people that we connected to come from lack of self care. Would you agree, Steph? So here is one topic we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about it. This topic is around self care when it like think about baby mamas, baby daddies, and that dynamic. Would you agree if you watch a live or replay, that some of the behaviors you see, they can get out of hand. That if those individuals had worked on self, they will make a better dynamics for their kids. Not necessarily together, staying together, but just like being able to co-parent.
Hell yeah. I use my
What is some
nephew
stuff
as
you
an example.
seen?
I use
Go
my
ahead.
nephew. I use my nephew as an example all the time because his mother is absolute garbage in terms of that her lack, her inability to put her personal feelings aside. I don't even know if you call them feelings, her personal whatever, her, a mental health issues aside. She's unable to properly put my nephew's needs first in order to have a healthy um, relationship with others. Um, she often will use him as a pawn, as a way to get back at people for not doing what she says, the way that her crazy ass wants things done, and at the detriment to my nephew's mental health. I mean, which we all knew. What can you do other than just be there for the kid? Um, but absolutely, absolutely. If she truly took time to love herself, all the things we talk about, love herself, get to know herself, make time for herself in a healthy way, she would be able to set healthy boundaries, but also be able to have the emotional capacity to check in on herself and the emotional maturity to be like, you know what, I'm feeling kind of down. Let me take a space rather than lashing out and making problems where there aren't any.
Yeah, I just feel like because some of the stuff that I've seen with baby mamas and baby daddies, a lot of it comes around. A lot of the biggest issue I've seen is they are both fine until the other, either both or the other, get in another relationship or get married again. That is where I've seen a lot of the big controversy come in. Um, and if you're that woman or man out there that's causing friction because someone you used to date moves forward into another relationship, I think that's pretty childish. That shows that you have not worked on you. Like, why are you so angry? Why are you so upset? Another thing that gets me is the parents of like the fathers that actually take care of their kids. Because we always talk about deadbeat dads. We quick to talk about deadbeat dads. But let me tell y'all, it's a lot of deadbeat mamas out there. And the reason why, because women has a history of doing it all and taking on so much, and we have this strong woman syndrome movement going on out there that deadbeat moms get swept under the rug. And it's like when you mention it, it's like, what? No, I come from a deadbeat dad and a deadbeat mom. So I know firsthand. And it's a lot of deadbeat. You know how many moms out there on drugs not taking care of their kids? You know how many moms that send their kids to their parents' house and they not taking care of them? They just getting the tax benefits from them. So it's a lot of deadbeat dads and deadbeat moms out there. But we only talk about the fathers. And another thing that really, really, really gets me is when the fathers are active in their kids' life or try to be. We talking about people who want, like, I got a kid, I know it's mine, I want to take care of it, I want to be in his life, his or her life, and here come the mom. You gonna see him on my terms. Like, that shows me if you're that type of mother who keeps a child away from the other parent spitefully when there's no harm done, everything is good, then you struggle with some self-care issues. Something within you need to work on. Because there's no way as a parent you can willingly, with a smile, look in your kid eyes and look at them and lie and tell them that the other parent does not want them and want to be in their life when they do. It's you. And that's why I say that every relationship, the key is self-care. If we were healthy individuals within ourselves, the relationships that we encounter with other people would be healthy as well. And if they aren't healthy, you would know to separate yourself from those said people because of the state that you're in. It's like me working on healing and growing. I can't be around negativity. Like people drama, no, like instantly, because the space I'm in, I just can't take it. I believe a lot of the bitter baby mama, bitter baby daddy drama comes from lack of self care, self love. Because let me ask you this: if you watch a live or the replay, answer this: would someone that's in a healthy space willingly keep their kid from the other parent that wants to be in their life
And
and
it's
is
not
not
causing
causing
harm.
any harm? Think about it, y'all. Think about it. Think
Nope.
about it. It's when I tell y'all that is why we focus on self. Hey, that is why it's the key to everything. We just not used to self accountability. We not used to holding ourselves accountable. But when you work with ASK, you working with the superheroes of self care, we're gonna hold you accountable. That's why we say if you don't like the self accountability, if you're not ready to put in the work, if you're not ready to move forward in your transformation journey, then we wouldn't be the mentors for you. And it's okay. It's okay that you're not ready to work on you. It's okay that you're not ready to live a better life. It's okay because we not here to force people. I will never force a transformational journey. I will never force it, but we know where we are in our brand and we know what we're looking for when we're working with people. And it's definitely those who ready to move forward, like ready. Like, yo, KG, Stephanie, like I tried this, and this. I like the way y'all do things. It's fun. I feel safe. I feel like I'm being heard. You know, y'all very transparent. Let's go. I'm ready to join this program. I'm ready to get started. But know that you're gonna be stretched when you with us. We have understanding, but like you ain't gonna get too many times of like we gonna hold you accountable. Because guess what? You've been here too long. You've been in that spot too long. But like that is why we switched. Like we still big on relationships. If you've been around with us since 2018, it is still a part of our brand. But when I when I was working on me and I looked at the problems that my marriage was having, not and it wasn't nothing significant. But it could have been had I not got help. That's the thing. We wait. We are very a reactive versus a proactive society. We like, well, ain't nothing going on now. I'm good. Me, I'm a proactive, meaning what can I what can I study? How can I self-develop to prepare myself just in case this and this and this happen? I don't wait till it happen. I'm prepared. So, like if you got a parent, whether it's the mom, if you the dad and you taking care of the kid full time, or you the mom and if you got a parent that's no harm and want to be in that kid life, and you really just keeping them away from that kid, you need to work on your self care. If you wonder why you attract the same men or women, like damn, I keep getting the same men. You need to work on your self care. You are the common denominator. Every relationship that you encounter. And it's true. You can only fix you. When I fix me, a lot of people walked out my life because I set boundaries now. I'm not the Katia that you can run all over. I'm not the Katia that's always saying yes. I'm not the Katia that's going to run at your every beck and call. I'm going to tell you, like, I got a hair appointment. Oh, I'm going to tell you, like, no, tonight is date night. And they like, what? Give us some hearts if you understand where we coming from. Like, self-care is the key to all healthy relationships. Period. Like, that is the sauce. But if you want the secret sauce, you definitely gonna have to sign up for our new coaching program. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Cause we got the code. We got the code to this self-care game. Like, we're not teaching that band-aid therapy that a lot of gurus teach in the industry. Oh, go get your nails done. Go. That's cute. Because we want you to look cute while you on your transformational journey. That is why my brand for my jewelry is called Empowering Pieces. Because we want you to look cute on your journey. But
Amen.
just know we going to have to dig deep. Hey SK has cracked the code to having healthy relationships with anybody you encounter, and is working on yourself. We provide non-traditional and fun techniques to help you do that. You will be stretched. You will be stretched. But we going to dance. Put the dancing emoji. If you ready to dance your way, if you ready to write journal your way, like, we got some techniques. You're not dealing with someone who don't know what they're talking about. Hey, Aunt Tammy, you dealing with someone. I've been there. I dealt I dealt with self-care on a deep level. My wife took me to my first massage. So I ain't used all the massage and stuff for my self-care. When I was getting my feet done, it was just to go sit and get my feet done. I didn't even look at it as self-care. But let me tell you what, the real self-care is looking from within. The real self-care is opening up and looking at the traumas and pains that have caused you not to take care of you. And as I said before on my other live, you cannot begin self-care and taking care of you first until you address the traumas that cause you to put yourself last. I would say that again. And that is TM. That's get trademark. Because that ain't come out. I didn't read that in the book. That's me. That's me. I didn't read that in the book. Definitely TM. I didn't read that in the book. And I didn't come up, I didn't invent self-care. I didn't invent traumas. I didn't invent none of that. But the terminology, some of the terminology that behind it will definitely be HSK. No, definitely be HSK. So, is there a cape emoji? There's not a cape emoji. Let me find. Let me see. Oh, let me see. Nope, there's a cap emoji. Let's see if it's superhero. Put a superhero emoji down if you ready to rock with the superheroes of self care on your transformational journey. This is not a commitment to join our coaching program today, but if you ready to like really work on your journey and you ready to activate the superhero within you, which is your inner child, and like Steph said, doing something nostalgic. Like me, when I was skating, like I was like, man, I remember when I used to go skate with my aunts, my cousins. Like it brought back memories and like smile. Who want to get back to that person? And mind you, you might have had an excellent childhood. Your childhood does have zero trauma attached to it. It happened when you got married. I'm not gonna say zero, but you know what I mean. Those everybody got something, but it can be silent traumas that it was masked.
Because the trauma doesn't
Some people,
necessarily come from home. Like the trauma
oh,
could come
it come
from
up from
your
school.
one of your classmates doing something dirty. Your teacher said, yeah.
Yeah,
So everybody's experiences some sort of trauma at some point throughout their life. Um,
yeah,
yeah.
bullying in school, something.
But sometimes even with your parent, you have the best of parents, and they tend to overcompensate. So they're like, you know, they never like they overcompensate. Like well, my kids, I know my kids are good because they never stay out of my eyesight. So then you have the opportunity to think. And so then sometimes just going off to college can be extremely traumatic because it's like complete culture shock.
Right. Yeah, or they don't know how to wash clothes. Because when I was in college, there was a lot of kids that didn't know how to wash clothes. Like, because their parents did everything for them.
Or just don't know how to
I'm
make
on,
decisions. Yeah.
yeah. They're like, their parents wrote the resume. Their parents opened a bank account for them. They didn't even go with them. They just did it for them. They didn't even show them how to step. I'm grateful that my grandmother walked me through the steps. She stood behind me. I filled out my app. I was like, this right? She was like, yep, you did good. And kept it moving. Not doing it for me because I didn't know she was going to be gone at 17. I didn't know she was going to be gone at 17, 4 months before graduating high school. But I survived. I made it through because I had the basic necessities of life. So I want to tell you, parents out there, self care is setting your kids up for success. It's not doing everything for them. And if you have guilt behind falling back from your kids and letting them do certain things, then that shows that you have some trauma behind something your parents lack. That you don't want your kids to think about you, what you thought about your parents, because they may have lacked something in your childhood or let certain things happen to you. So you just overprotective because you remember when the people that were supposed to protect you didn't protect you from Uncle Willie. And I don't know if that's Uncle Willie that did anything to anybody on this live or watching or will watch on YouTube or anything. But that's my point. We have to get through these traumas and fears. The bubble baths are cute. Getting your nails done is cute. Getting your hair done is cute. All that's cute. But when you leave, you want to leave. You want to go in feeling good. Like I just need this because, you know, I had a long week, but it was a good week. It was just a long week, and I'm fine. I'm I'm feeling good. I just need to like relax, and it's like a luxury, but it's needed, a luxury need. But you laying on the table in that moment. In that moment, you're not thinking about it. But then when you leave, you don't want to pick. We don't want to have that mindset of laying down our traumas for 45 minutes and then picking them back up, right? And just keep picking them back up and picking them back up. Like we want when we release these bad boys, we want them to be gone for life. We want them to be done. We want them to be done. We ain't trying to go backwards with trauma. Not at all. Um, but self care, proper self care, not the band aid therapy that people teach. Self care. We don't teach band aid therapy over here with ASK. We ain't perfect, but I promise you, when it comes to this self care thing, when it comes to self care in a marriage, when it comes to self care in any relationship, we got it down. Why? Because we live it every day. My wife and I read books together on areas that we not great in. We actually utilize the things that we learn in those books. Like, you know, I wish I had a program like the program that we're about to launch when I was going through what I was going through. Why do I feel like that we don't have a we're non-traditional, but that doesn't mean we're not effective. Everything that's traditional is not effective, obviously, because our cities and our communities are in states that they're in right now because we did things that grandma did and great grandma did. And it was like grandma did it, great grandma did it. It got to be right. This got to be the way of life. This got to be the right way of living. Look where it got our community today. Not knocking grandma and great grandma, not doing it. But everything that they taught us wasn't right. A lot of that stuff was built out of trauma. They about out of survival. And that's why a lot of us today don't know self care. We know survival. We don't know self care. Raise your hand, do the hand emoji if you're ready to get out of survival. Like, KG, I'm ready to get out of survival. Like, do the hand emoji. Do the hand emoji. Like, we tired of surviving. Like, I know I was tired of surviving. I was tired of surviving. Like, I was tired of just going to work, coming home, and I wasn't feeling me, feeling the best. I wasn't feeling my best. Like, surviving ain't cool. We want to live. And that's why some of y'all who got friends who who went to therapy that's thriving in life and they traveling and they got money and people say stuff like, I don't need all that money. It don't take all that. It ain't that. Like, you bitter. That is bitter. Like, if you see somebody living at their best and highest life and they enjoying life and your first comment is they'll show off, you bitter. Cause baby, trust me, my wife and I living. We traveling. We going to Dubai. I'm taking her to Europe. All of these places. And I know people gonna be like, oh, they think they better than people. No, I just want better. Like, I know my self-worth. Like, I didn't go through all this therapy. I didn't come up out of all that mess that I grew up in and dealt with all this trauma who almost lost myself, which almost caused me to lose my marriage. I didn't go through all of that to stay average. Because somebody want wealth doesn't mean that they think they better than nobody. Why? The same way people who comfortable with struggle, people comfortable with wealth. Like, people comfortable with wealth. It's nothing wrong with wealth. That's another thing. When you start loving yourself, when you start taking care of yourself, you stand tall. You believe that you worthy. Like, some of us don't even want to mention the word millionaire can't even come out of our mouth because we don't believe shit. We don't believe that we deserve six figures on a job, let alone a millionaire. You're like, oh, I'm good. My $16 an hour job, at least I got a job. Nah, that at least I got a job mentality, that is lack. That's a lack mentality. At least I got nothing. Nah, that is poverty. At least I got a house. At least I ain't on the streets. That is definitely a complacency mentality. Now, if you in that state and you try and you pushing for more, because it takes time to get more, then that's not the same thing as somebody who like, I'm good. I'm gonna work 30 years on a 16-hour job, 40 years just to retire to have to get another job. Like when you start really working on your self-care, when you start really dealing with you, trust me, it will affect every relationship. It would affect every relationship you're in. When I started working on me, I lost some people. Why? Because self care is the key to all relationships. And somebody who lacks self care and self love, have self care in your calendar, and you now have self love and you know your worth, you're not gonna feel right being in a company of people who don't get it, because your talk is gonna be different. You're gonna be around here wearing one of our shirts saying self care isn't selfish, and they still telling you selfish because you take care of yourself. We are putting the self and we are putting the self and the care back in self care. That is what we're doing. When you work with Hey SK, when you work with the superheroes of self care, we are putting the self and care back in self care. Cause it ain't even really back. We putting it in there because when people mention self care, it wasn't what it really needed to be. It wasn't really needed to be. So I just want y'all to know we connected to those bitter baby mommies and baby daddies. That's what we was talking about earlier, because that is a dynamic that I know for a fact is the hate that comes between those two dynamics comes from lack of self love and self care. You can't begin to care for yourself if you don't love yourself. So that's why I always put self love and self care go together. And I just never understood how a mother or father can willingly look at their kid and then be on the phone or on the street and tell a parent, mother or father, like, you can't see your kid. No harm done. They want to give, and these are willing participants who want to be in the kid life, and the only thing stopping them is that parent who lacks self-love and self-care. I believe that if more parents worked on themselves before they were parents, they wouldn't end up in some of the situations they was in. Why? Because when you love yourself, you have self-worth, you take care of yourself, you know your worth, you don't put up with certain things. Like certain things that I used to put up with when I was not in a healthy space, you ain't flying now. It ain't happening. Fridays is normally date night. And somebody asks me to do something on a Friday, some people know that's my date night. Before I kind of felt bad, like, dang, I can't help them. And I'm trying to find ways to like help them and do. Nah, Friday night is my date night. Holler at you. And if we doing a Fortnite weekend, or we just staying in the whole weekend playing games, reading together, doing our puzzles, hanging out, don't call me this weekend unless you like. I don't know what to tell you, because I can't get to you. So self care is the key to all relationships. Period. And if we all took time to deeply take care of ourselves with whatever form of care that is for you, because everybody therapy, it might not be therapy. You might come through a program like Steph and I offer and work out just fine. Some people need some more therapeutic and deep options. I don't know what you need, but all I know is we cracked the code on this thing called self-care. We cracked the code, and we've been working hard on our program, our coaching program. We've been working hard on our courses behind the scenes. And trust me, if you're truly ready to rock on your transformational journey, our program is where you want to be. Our program is where you want to be. If you're not already in our lounge, get in our Reclaim and Recharge virtual lounge. Stephanie put the link in the comments. You definitely do not want to miss out on our program. If you don't have none of our merch, you definitely want to get some of your merch. Let me tell you how many times that I walked down the street and somebody walked up to me and said thank you. Because on the back of our shirts, it say love yourself. You don't know, somebody could have wanted to unlife themselves and they said love yourself. Somebody could have just got off the phone arguing with their partner. And it said love yourself. Like, this is what our merch do. We got our I am bags. I wear this all the time and get compliments because it has the I am and then it says mighty, strong, capable. Daily reminders to people. Even before you start your transformational journey, you can rock our gear to start speaking to that inner child, inner superhero within you. Because before you can activate your inner superhero, you have to affirm that inner child and start doing activities and things to really get you in a position to be able to start your transformational journey. That's why we have our gear. That's why we have our coloring books, which also has the journal component, because you got to get in gear and start working on some things. You got to tune up before you can start up. So we utilize our gear, we utilize our coloring books, we utilize our planners. Those are the tune up to your transformational journey. And then you take our program and then we're going to put the key in the ignition and get started on that journey. So I don't know, you watching live, you watching the replay, you watching on in our group, on our page or YouTube. Either way, we are here and we're here to support you on your transformational journey if you so choose to work with us. But I promise you this, if you choose us to work with us, you're not working with amateurs. We're somebody that have 20 plus years of experience together. We met in the mental health field. We both worked on our own journey. And many of you seen my wife's journey as she transformed and, you know, and just walking into her own person in a space where she's doing what's best for Stephanie. Because that's what it is. I encourage it. Because at the end of the day, we are one, but we are two. We are two individuals that make up one. And guess what? I want the individual in my wife to live and thrive so that the person that makes up the other half of my marriage, it will thrive. If I'm being the best me I can be and I'm thriving in my space individually, we're going to thrive together as a couple. Because I think that's another thing. That's self-care. Of a lot of people, when they get married, their ideas, their goals get washed out because now it's like, we got to do what's best for the marriage. Well, what's best for me, what's best for Stephanie is best for the marriage because we're going to have a conversation about it. And some things might have to get put on hold, but definitely self-care ain't one of them. So, Steph, you good? All right. So, with that being said, remember, you are the designer of your destiny. You control your future. Do something daily to get you closer to your goals. It's your girl KG. I'm the K from SK. That's my lovely wife Stephanie. She's the S from SK. Y'all have an amazing, amazing, amazing day on purpose. And remember, self care is the key to healthy relationships.